All right, guys, for our Flexbox tutorial, we'll be building this part of the Buddhist Code Academy website with our Flexbox knowledge. It's cut across everything we've learned, almost everything. Yeah, everything we've learned in Flexbox. Okay. Before that, we'll be downloading icons because we're going to be using our icons. This here is an icon. This is an icon. This is an icon. Yeah, so these little things here, they're actually icons and not images. And for this, we're going to be using Font Awesome. Okay, so go to fontawesome.com, click on Start for Free. We'll be downloading the icons pack. Click on Download, and we're going to be needing for web. So click on Free for Web, and yeah, it should download. I've had it downloaded already. All right, so um, go to the folder where you've downloaded it, and paste it in your work folder where you need to write your code. Then also you would need to unzip it. Okay, okay. I can as well delete this. Then I would always love to rename it to something. Rename it to a readable name. All right, good. So I think I will need to open my code in our code editor, VS Code. Okay, good. So this is our folder, all right? And now we need to create our HTML file. So just right click on folder, index.html, right? Then the usual shift, exclamation mark, and tab, and it help us to write everything we need to start. We can change the title to Flexbox. All right, so let's open it. Good. We actually don't need this. Okay, let's leave it there. We need for reference. Good. So the first thing we need to do is to create our CSS file. Okay. Um, we can create the file here. Let's call it style.css. Okay, good. We're going to be using external styling for this. Um, then okay, for standard, it's actually advisable to create your CSS in a separate folder, your CSS, your images, everything should be in a separate folder. So I'll be doing that now. Create a folder called CSS, and we'll move this to the CSS folder, right? So we have CSS folder, we have font awesome folder, and we have index.html. So when you are working with images, you can also create an image folder, you can call it images folder, and drop everything there. So everything should not just be scattered in the one page. It should be organized. All right, good. So let's create. Okay, our style.css is here already. So now let's style it. Still in our head link where style sheet. Then href. So this is where it becomes tricky. All right, with normally we'll just put style.css because the CSS file is usually in the same folder, yes, where the HTML file is. But in this case, that is not it because we have a folder specifically for CSS, right? So if I should go to my folder directory, there's no CSS file here, but it's inside the CSS folder, right? So what we need to do is that um, we need to use we need to locate it using our directory, right? If we put period sign and slash, it means start searching from this current folder. All right. Currently, we are in Flexbox folder. We want to move to CSS folder and to friendstyle.css. Right. So, with the period and slash, even VS Code recognizes it that these are the elements inside the current folder. So what do we need to do? We need to move to CSS folder, right? Slash. Now in CSS folder, what do we need? We need the style.css. So you can type in style.css or you press tab. Good. We successfully linked our style.css. And the next thing we need to connect is our font awesome.css, right? So we can be able to use the fonts. Okay, link rel style sheet href again period slash font awesome slash css slash all.css. All right, so now we need to confirm that we've successfully linked our font awesome.css. Let us try a basic font. Okay, let's go to the icons. All right, so we'll click icons. Let's search for home. Press enter. Loads. Okay, good. So yeah, we have different icons. If you're using the free pack, which is what I just did, make sure you are not clicking the one with pro. Okay, so clicking house. Yeah, you can also filter if you want just free and all. Okay, so yeah, click on home, and yeah, this is it. So let's copy it and paste it in our body. So refresh and you can see the home icon. Okay, so everything is done offline because we've downloaded the CSS file offline and we've connected it. All right. So yeah, we've successfully be able to link our both our CSS. So let's begin. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is analyze what we are doing. All right, so this is the page we are going to be doing. We're going to be designing right now. This is the part of the page, and we will definitely have a parent div that is going to house the text and everything. Okay, then we have these individual containers. Okay, so this individual container is divided into two. The left hand side is for the icon and the right hand side is for the text, right? Then we have enrollment and the subtext. Okay, so we need a parent div first to house everything, right? We can copy this text and give it h6. H6 is small. Let's give it h2. Okay. Uh, then we need another div to house our individual elements, right? Um, I can give this a class of main, right? Because our main div is going to house all the sub containers, right? Then now we design another div for our sub containers rather, right? Okay, good. So let's give this a div and let's give the class of let's say sub. Okay, then we have, so yeah, our sub main is divided into two, right? Left hand side is for the icon, then the right hand side is for the text. So we have a div here for our icon, and we have another div for our text, right? So um, let's try to paste the icon. This is for our icon, right? This div specifically for our icon, and this div is for our text. Then let's copy enrollments. Um, let's give it h4. Then finally we have a paragraph for the text, right? Good. Okay, perfect. So let's start designing. First of all, let's take this to the center, right? Let me give it an H1 to be bigger. H1. Let's give it an ID of, since this is just one element we'll be designing, um, let's give it header. So in our style.cxs, and give the pound sign of header and text align center, right? Good. So our elements, our text has been aligned to the center. Good. So now down to our sub main, right? Need to display our sub main to flex, right? Okay, so this is sub main. Come here and put the period display flex, right? Okay, good. We can put the flex direction of row. Okay, yeah, by default it's row. Then our H4, we do not want any margin or padding. We want them to be the same line. Okay, so come here, H4 margin 0. Okay, perfect. So what's next? Okay, so now there should be a space between the two divs, right? So that's between the div housing the text and the div housing the icon. So let's give this class of let's give it div text. Then this you can give it a class of div icon. Okay, so div text, let's give it a margin left margin left of 5 pixels. Is that enough? Okay, let's make it 10. um, 10 pixels. Can do better. 15. Okay, yeah, 15 looks good. Then next, we increase the font size of our icon. Okay, so um, we can give a general class of icon. Okay, so yeah, a general class of icon. So coming down to our CSS dot icon, font size 14 pixels. Let's see how big or small it is. Uh, small, okay, 24. Extra 10 pixels. Is that good? Okay, 24 is good. Then we need to increase the font of this too. Instead of using H4, let me use H3. Yeah, H3, H3, then our CSS. Remember to change the margin to 0, H3. Let's see what H2 can do. Okay, yeah, we can work with H2. Then change the margin also. Okay, good. That's good. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to change our colors, right? the color of this icon is we would inspect elements. So I don't have the colors with me. So we would, right click on a page and click on inspect. Click on inspect, right? So we can get the elements, color, or of anything that is being used. Okay. Um, okay, it's here already. You can see the text, but you can do more. You need to inspect. So yeah, click on this icon here, then take it to the element you want to inspect. So currently we want to inspect this icon, and you can see the color. Okay, so come back here, color, pound sign. Okay, good. Then now we want to get the color for the enrollment, right? Okay, H4 enrollment. Okay, yeah, this is the color. So our enrollment is in our H2. So we come to our H2 block, color, paste it there. Okay, good. Now finally, we can get the color of this our text. So, all right. Um, yeah, okay, this is the body. This is the text, right? Okay. This is the block. Scroll down. Okay, from the body. All right. Um, okay, we can start our paragraph. Um, so P, yeah, we're not using a class, we're just using a tag, right? So color, this is the color. Good. Okay. All right. We can also decide to change the font family of the body, you know, um, so that house will not just be a basic page, right? So we can come here, body, font family of this. So this is the font family that Basic Code Academy uses, and if I should refresh, you can see the pages. Beautiful now. Beauty is coming out, right? Um, apart from this, there are different font family you can use by default. They are inbuilt by default, and there are others that you can download the fonts to use, right? Just the way we downloaded icons. Okay, so the next thing we would do now is to give this our div a background color, right? So we've gotten the text. Yeah, this how does Buddhist Code Academy work? We've not changed the color. So where is it? Okay, we can use H1 or header. So let me give H1 this color. H1. Okay. Okay, good. So now to check for the background color again, click on the icon. Make sure it's highlighted blue. Okay, good. Now take it down here, and you have to monitor the box. So we already have the background color here. So I'm going to copy it. And which box do we need it? So we need it in our sub main, right? Because our sub main holds both the icon and the text. So I'm going to give it a background color. So refreshing, you can see we already have a background color. So now we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 of these elements, right? So okay, let me create stereo of it first. That is, we have 6 sub main, right? But let's create, you know what? Let's create the 6. 1, 2, 3. The workload should be properly spaced so it's easy to read and maintain. All right. So we're done designing the individual sub main, right? And we have 6 instances of it already. Okay, good. They are together. So we can give a margin, right, to our sub main. Okay, so by default, there's a default padding and margin in our body in HTML. So I want to make it 0. Padding 0, margin 0. So let's everything start from the basic. Good. Okay, good. Um, Now let's give our sub main a margin of 5 pixels. Okay, good. So now everything is aligned vertically. We need to align them horizontally. So that's where our Flexbox comes in again. And remember, there are sub elements inside our main div, right? So we create our dot main display flex, right? Okay, good. Everything has been horizontally displayed, but we need tiray inside, right? So we need them to come to the next line. So that is where your flex wrap comes in. By default, it's no wrap. So that's the reason everything is, horizontally. So um, we go to flex wrap and put wrap there. Good. So by default, it's taking 2, and we want it to take 3 each, right? So what we can do here is that we can set the, FlexWrap tries to give take the highest space of each element and breaks it to the next line. But currently, we want it to be 3 in a row, not 2 in a row, right? So what we can do is that we can give a width to our element, our um, sub main, right? And before that, we need to calculate the space, right? So basically, boarding is 0, pattern and margin is 0. Um, our sub main have a margin of 5 pixels, right? So currently our width is supposed to be 100%, but because we've given sub main 5 pixels margin, we'll have to subtract it. So let's say we have 95, all right? And we need tiray element, right? So let me open my calculator. So yeah, 95 divided by tiray is 31.6. So let's give our sub main a width of 31.6. Um, yeah, 31.6%, right? Okay, good. Everything aligns properly, but there's still some space at the right. Um, okay, so let's increase it to 31.9 and see. Okay, we can do more. Okay, let's go for 32. 34 is too big. Um, 32.6. Okay. Let's see 32.7. Okay. So the highest you can go is 32.6, right? Good. So which 32.6 holds it, right? Okay, good. So now we need a padding so that there should be space in our inside this sub main, right? So let's give it a padding of 10 pixels. Okay. So now the padding has come in. We've increased the space. So okay, let's go back from, let's say, let's try with 85, right? Divided by 3, 28.3. Okay, let's see, 28.3. Okay, we still have some space, so let's give it 29.3. You know, you actually have to be trying to make sure you get the maximum, right? Okay, about 31.3. Um, okay, that's good. So basically, we've replicated it, right? So what we can do is we can increase the padding, sorry, yeah, the margin by the sides, right? So that it can come a little bit to the center, just like here. So, you can play with everything, and um, that is all for Flexbox. So, try this on your own. Try to give it, try to give uh, yeah, try to give the main div of dot main, yeah, the main div, try to give it padding, sorry, a margin, right? Try to give it a margin so that there is going to be space around the elements, just like here. Then definitely you will need to increase the percentage of the width also for our sub main, so that our flex wrap can automatically flex to the next line. So that is all for this tutorial on Flexbox, and see you in the next tutorial.